Here we are, 2024, episode 16 of Experience Andy Wines Live. Thank you for joining me today. Let's talk about something. It's a new year, it's the same you, and we're going to dig into what you need to do individually to have the best year possibly by breaking things down into simple, life-size bites of achievable goals and to embrace who you are, embrace the strengths that you bring to this world because the world needs you to show up as you. First, a couple housekeeping notes. Words fucking matter. The thing that pays for this show to exist is available on Amazon, also my website, andywines.com, audiobook, paperback, hardcover, and Kindle version. Any way you like to read, you can get it. You can also sign up for my blog where we recap what we talk about each week in the written form for people to digest a little bit deeper and share with others. The recent feedback I got, I was at a gala last week. That's right, camo pants, black tie, no big deal. Went to a gala and I sat down next to a woman who attended one of my workshops a few months back. And she introduced me to her fiance. Hey, this is the guy I was telling you about that did the speech about words fucking matter. And I said to her, what is the one thing you took away from that? And she said, anxiety is a choice. So if you want to find out more about what that means, pick up the book, audio version or the written form, and learn about how you can choose to be anxious or you can choose to be excited. I'm excited today, and what I like to do and start off all my shows with is a thank you. Shout out to the people in the world that allow me to be the best version of myself. And this week, I want to give a shout out and a huge thank you to our team here at Camo Crew Junk Removal. We have a group of 12 to 15 guys right now, about 15, 16, I think we got 16 on the crew that come in and day out. They sweat it out when it's hot. They freeze when it's cold, banging out junk removal jobs. It is blue collar work. It is difficult, hard work for most people most days. And they come in every day, bright and early, open the building, make it happen so that I can continue to live out my dream of business ownership and joining you guys today and being an author and all those other things that I find to be very rewarding in my life. So I want to thank my entire team here at Camo Crew Junk Removal for showing up every day so that I can show up and be the best version of me possible. And that's where I want to start off today. You are amazing for who you are. That old adage like, oh, you're imperfectly perfect. No, you're you. There are 8 billion yous on this world, and you are you. The chances of you being born are 1 in something trillion, and you're here. And often people in society and different forces will want to force you into this box of bullshit. They want to put you in a place where you are not you anymore because they want you to be somebody. And there's proof behind it with how the education system in the United States got funded by industrial capitalists because they wanted the public schools to train people to be workers. And I went to Catholic school and then public school. And then I went to college and I joined the military. Everywhere I've gone, people have wanted to shape me and mold me into their version of what works for them. And I went along with it. And I learned great, amazing lessons along the way. About 10 years ago, I attended master resiliency training. And I really got into awareness. Who am I? I realized early in resiliency training, I was the problem and the solution to all of my problems. Once I started understanding who I was in my depth, my values, my beliefs, the people I chose to spend my time with, I started to realize I had almost unlimited control. I had certainly unlimited control about my thoughts, and in a lot of ways, I had unlimited control about the world around me. If I don't like the job, I can quit it. If I like to spend time with that person, I can tell them that and spend time with them. And if they don't reciprocate, then I don't spend time with them, and that's a controllable. I wanted, they didn't, okay, we move on. I had control to voice my opinion. I have control to put myself out there, and this is the problem. With these New Year's bullshit, I've been seeing the ads, right? I love football. I've been watching the Packers, go Pack, go. Playoff bound, no big deal. And every other commercial is Planet Fitness, right? $1 sign up. You'll be gone by February. Why? Because you use New Year's or arbitrary dates, my birthday or whatever, to say, okay, I'm going to be different today. No, fuck that. Don't be different. Be you. Figure out what it is you do best. How can you shift that energy to be a superpower? There are no such things as weaknesses in the world. I learned that very early in Master Resiliency Trainer. There are strengths. In the Master Resiliency Trainer, they do an assessment, like any other assessment, PI, Myers-Briggs, DISC assessment, whatever. They do a 24 character strengths assessment. There are 24 measurable attributes that every human has. My number one attribute is zest for life. I love figuring shit out. I love being a contrarian. If 99% of people are going that way, I want to go the other way. That is my strength. That is my superhero strength. Number 24 on the list is humility. It's a strength of mine. It ain't high on the list, and yet it's on the list. So now I'm conscious of the fact that I want to go out, I want to attack life, I want to embrace all those things about life, and humility, not so high up on there. So when I'm aware of that and I'm conscious about that, I make no apologies for it. I can acknowledge it. I can be aware of it. I can focus on being more humble in certain situations, and yet I will not apologize for it. I will not work on it to a point where it takes away my zest for life, my enjoyment for putting myself out there, the love I have for all things novel. I do not suffer from ADD. I have ADD, and it is my superhero strength. I'm diagnosed and I have PTSD. I do not suffer from PTSD. I have PTSD, which allows me to look at the world differently than people that do not have this amazing thing. I also can't have fructose. Growing up as a kid, I thought it was the worst thing in the world. Every time there was a birthday party at our school and people got cookies and cake, and there I sat, 50-50 chance someone brought me Cheetos. And if they didn't bring me Cheetos, they felt bad because they didn't take care of the weird kid that can't have sugar. And I thought it was this horrible thing. I'd rather be blind than be able to not have sugar as an 8-year-old. And now I look at, wow, what a beautiful thing it is that I have such a limited diet. It forces me to eat generally healthy foods, and it forces me to come up with better ways to eat some of the similar foods I eat every day. What a beautiful strength that is. How amazing is that I have the opportunity to be creative because I have limited choices, and limitations involve more creative, more efficient, more solutions-based feelings of the world. These are three things that other people might consider to be weaknesses of mine. They're diagnosed. They're easy things I can be like, I have ADD, so that's my victim statement. Oh, I'm just angry at everybody because I got PTSD. No, it's not an excuse. I embrace who I am, and then I use that strength for my best benefit. With ADD, part of being ADD is I like routine. When I have routine, I will follow my routine. When I don't have routine, I will not follow it because I do not have discipline, not a strength of mine. However, I like things that are predictable and routine. I also like to be high achieving. I like to accomplish my goals, simple, small goals. Today, I'm going to the gym at 6:40 p.m. because I said I was going to, because I've gone 90 sessions now to the gym because I put it on my calendar, I make it a priority, and I go. Not because some lady in a purple cloud told me to go to the fucking gym. Not because I want to lose weight, because I know going to the gym is good for me, and I make a point to do it. And when I have a calendar, I do well. When it comes to PTSD, I struggle in a lot of situations. And what it has allowed me to do now is be more empathetic towards others that struggle with certain mental ailments, when they struggle with anxiety, which I do not have, and yet I can now appreciate it because I know how I get sometimes when I get in my own head. So my PTSD has allowed me to be more empathetic. And I told you about what my fructose intolerance has allowed me to do. It has allowed me to have tons of conversations because every time, like at that gala the other night, every time I sit down with a group of people and I get a special meal, they go, what's that all about? Why do you have steak and fries and we get sweet potatoes and steak and chimichurri sauce? Well, it's because I have fructose intolerance. Oh, what does that mean? And now, instead of having to have these awkward conversations, getting to know 9 new people at the table, I'm the center of attention because I'm the weird kid. And when it comes to networking and going out there and putting yourself out there, standing out is a huge advantage. Let alone I'm wearing camo pants and a ball cap in a nice fucking gala setting. Now I'm the one eating steak and fries while everyone else is having some chimichurri vinegar-based whatever. It's now a strength. These are 3 things in my life that I used to use as a crutch. There's 3 things in my life that I used to look at me as the victim, and yet I am not a victim of my circumstance. I am a victor of my story. And my story is unique to me. Out of 8 billion people in this world, how many have what I have? Those 3 amazing superhero strengths. Math says not many. 1 in 100,000 chance you have fructose intolerance. The chances of you being ADD and having PTSD, slim to none. Let alone all the other amazing things that make me fucking amazing every day. Because let's not forget, humility ain't on the list very high. So I will sit here. I will be proud of who I am. I'm not going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. I am talking about who I am. I know who I am because I put the work in to understand who I am. I question myself for hours each week to understand how did I show up. And once you recognize who you are, you can then regulate in real time. For me, setting a calendar, making sure I meal prep, making sure that when I go into social situations, I'm empathetic of what others might be facing so that I don't come across cocky or condescending. Because I'm aware I can regulate. And because I regulate and I'm aware, I then reflect those hours each week to figure out, how did I show up? Where are my fingerprints on the things that happen near me every day? My challenge to you is simple. What are your strengths? How to build a life to your strengths? What are you going to do different to implement the things that you want, utilizing your strengths? What do you want? How do you get there? One of the best things you can do is listening to this program, reading books, watching videos. Figure out who you are. Take a PI assessment. Take a DISC assessment. Take Myers-Briggs. Figure out with you and your partner, Myers-Briggs, who you are, who they are. They're just going to tell you exactly where you guys are going to be awesome. And it'll also tell you where you have potential downfalls. Now you're aware. Now you can regulate in real time because you have the information. And at no point, never ever are you going to apologize for who you are. Life is simple. Embrace who you are. Mark Twain said it best. The two most important days of your life are the day that you are born and the day you figure out why. As of right now, today, my why is to be so unapologetically myself that others feel the need to be themselves. And so I will do things like turning off my camera. I will sing and dance before the show to get myself amped up so that I can be unapologetically myself. I can look you in the eye and say, you can do it too. Life is simple. Same 3 steps every time. We're going to do the fucking thing. We're going to tell the fucking world. And we're going to show the fuck up. We'll see you next week.